Alright, we are back, guys. My apologies to everyone in Dota TV. I got hit with the blue screen of death, and, well, there's just not much I could do about that. What is this in the corner? That's not supposed to be there. But, yeah, so my serious apologies for anyone on Dota TV. Of course, I would say that I would try to avoid this as much as I can in the future, but it's a blue screen of death, and I've been hit with like one or two of them. Hasn't really been an issue, but now I really have to start looking into it. Oh, they're gonna get a courier. They're gonna get a courier, and they're probably gonna get a blaze too. There's the lift up, send him right back down into it. Oh, Jing missed his stun, and that means Dragonite isn't gonna get a Dragon Tail. Nick Assassin, you done goofed. They're gonna land the Dragon Tail anyway. A-Blaze trying to turn this one around, but at the same time, DK tanking the tower. It's gonna be First Blood going to A-Blaze on the Kunkka. Nick's Assassin. This impales a hard skill to land, but you gotta land it, man. You absolutely have to. That was just miscommunication, I believe, between Jing and Repression. I mean, he thought that he wasn't gonna send him back, so he's like, "Oh, I'll just hit where he is right now." And then, of course, that didn't end very well at all. Yeah, I really have to do some like PC diagnostic stuff. But I even changed my hard drive because I was having blue screen of death problems before, and then I'm like, oh, well, if I get a new hard drive, then, like, as per recommended by one of my friends, then everything will be fine. But everything is apparently not fine. So let's do the quick rundown. Looks like IDL finished their lineup with a Kunkka for that mid lane. They are, in fact, running dual lanes. Let's go over who's playing what on the Donglord side. We have Minzy playing the Doombringer, farming up the top lane, supported by Indie Bear Dota. On the mid lane, it is going to be A-Blaze, taking First Blood very, very closely. Cope is going to be on the Gyrocopter farming bot lane with Niz supporting as the Venomancer. On the other end, GSQ. Well, they have Repression on the Rubik Jing. On the now shamed Nyx Assassin. Farming top lane is going to be Gates. Mid lane, Dragonite is going to be played by You Slow, and you know it. And A-Blaze really flexing his muscle in this mid lane. A DK versus a Kunkka matchup, both of those heroes being the last picks for their teams. And now you know is going to die. Chop once, chop twice, maybe one more time. Oh, it's not going to happen. Uslow's going to throw some fire, and it's going to miss. Both heroes going to get away, limp away. But Dragonite going for a Soul Ring instead of a bottle, and then of course we have Kaki, the last hero on the GSQ side, down on the bottom lane. The Twitch should be updating, kicking in with the delay soon enough. And then that should be everything working correctly. But yeah, Dragonite going for the Soul Ring instead of the bottle. I mean, Soul Ring does give you some regen, but compared to a bottle, especially in the mid lane scenario, you really, really want that bottle. You got to be able to control the courier. You have to be able to get the health and the mana from it. Even though Soul Ring will give you like all the mana you need in the world, you take a hit every time you actually use that. When you're getting hit by torrents that are actually being spammed out by Kunkka, when you're getting hit by Tidebringers and stuff like that, you're going to need a lot more health regen than 3 per second. 3 health regen. That's just not going to cut it because A-Blaze is hitting so damn hard. So, yeah, a questionable decision, I would say, from the Dragonite. I mean, he does, of course, have the Dragon Blood as well. Up top lane, you can see an Impale. That's going to land this time. Minzy's in a little bit of trouble. There's the Lucent Beam. Gates doing a lot of damage with that Aura. Level 2. That's going to be a kill on the top lane. Doom getting just a little bit too far out, and then chain stunned pretty much to perfection. They wasted no stun duration for that one. They're going to bring down the Doom for free on the top lane. Nothing much a Lich could do about this. Really, the Lich, what he's trying to do up here is just make sure that the Doom gets his levels. It is a harder lane on the top side. When you have the sacrifice, wow, really? Dragon Tail to get a deny? Okay. When you have a sacrifice, you're going to get pretty much guaranteed experience for you and, of course, whoever is in your lane as well. So that lane is not exactly about doing all the farming, although Doom is not doing too terribly. 19 for 4 versus 20 for 6. Doom really staying close, even though there is a tri-lane involved. A-Blaze taking another breathe of fire. There is the Soul Ring up on You Slow. And we have Repression and Jing coming around from the top side. I think, though, Kunkka should know it. Yes, there is an Observe Ward here. There are no surprises. A-Blaze, I mean, they could try to dive him, but they remember last time what happened that time. Probably it would be better to just back off for now. Take a look back at this bot lane. 26 for 11. Gyrocopter doing very well on this bot lane. Kaki 13 for 4. Not too terribly. On the Nature's Prophet is level 5, of course. And in the mid lane, they are going to catch A-Blaze. That was a Dragon Form Dragon Tail. My apologies for missing the beginning of that. Kunkka going to go down for the second time in this mid lane. And Dragonite, well, he doesn't have much health, doesn't have much mana. Do you know what would be really great for him now? If he could just take one sip of a bottle. Oh man, that would be glorious. But instead, he's got to wait it out with 7.4 health regen. I mean, that's a pretty high number. But he's just not going to go for it. He's actually going to go for a Magic Wand first. Yeah, that's not really going to help you against Kunkka. But what's going to help them in the game in general is going to go for Minzy. There's the Impale and the Lucent Beam liftoff. They stacked their stuns a little bit more this time. No, they didn't actually cast Impale. There it is. They need a couple more hits, and it's not going to happen. Repression gets hit a couple times by the tower, and we did not have Nature's Prophet teleport in. Level 1 teleport did have the Wrath of Nature, which probably could have zapped down Minzy. I think it could have, if depending on how it bounced. But yeah, Minzy gets to slip away. That Doom is incredibly tanky. Has a Ring of Health, Stout Shield. Well, it has the look of a Vanguard, though. You could always go for a casual Ring of Health. Oh, Torrent into a boat, going to land onto Dragon Knight. Ablaze with a couple of easy chops, and there you go. Meantime, top lane, not too sure what happened here, but they got crashed and they burned. Yeah, I guess they didn't even use Eclipse. Wow, okay. Well, catch 1 kill in the mid lane, lose 2 more. That's just the way it goes, right, guys? Dude, by the way, I blue screened again. I have to figure out what's going on with that. So, Nature Prophet, I guess also helping out with the Wrath of Nature. I'm assuming, did he even get those kills? Oh, he did get one of those kills. Okay, so the Wrath of Nature definitely being a large force for that. And he's just going to go straight for his Hand of Midas. Usually we see Nature Prophet stuck into the jungle, at least after a little bit of this, you know, getting zoned out by the enemy support. Usually there's actually more than one. But he's actually well on his way to his Hand of Midas. It'll be like a 9-minute-ish Midas, depending on how well he gets these last couple hits. That kill on Doom definitely helping out that cause. However, the problem for the GSQ side is that, well, actually DK is not doing too poorly as far as CS is concerned. But 0-2-2 versus the 2-2-0. I mean, obviously it's going to be better for Kunkka. Level 8, and he's definitely capable of putting DK, 6 feet under. I mean, he's already shown it, especially if he could land these torrents, which so far Ablaze has been pretty good at landing, as shown by Exhibit A. This is Kunkka landing a torrent once again on Dragon Knight. He doesn't now have the bottle, though. So bottle, magic wand, as well as soul ring. That's a lot of regen. So now use slow. Should be able to stick in this lane. Like, assuming the plan goes accordingly, then DK is going to have all the regen in the world, especially once he gets a couple more points in Dragon Blood. He also does have Nick Assassin waiting in the wings, level 5, so no Vendetta just yet. Ablaze has the same thing happening, except with Niz, and we have a smoke up now. Doom, level 6, wants blood. He has stolen the Shockwave, and they pop the Dragon form. Niz is there with a no Gale. Torrent is going to miss. Boat is also going to maybe hit if Jing runs into it. No. Boat's not the longest cooldown in the world, so that's fine. However, Kunkka now completely tapped out of mana. That was a smoke used as well. Minzy and Niz not doing anything with that one. Indie Bear left on the top lane. Try to get his level 6. Chain Frost can absolutely wreck a Luna. She's going to go for a Helm of the Dominator, so going to get that extra armor going. Can also start stacking those Ancients. He has to be a little bit careful because the enemy team does have a Gyrocopter, so those Ancients can be very easily jacked if the Dong Lords smell something coming. And if they realize that Luna is stacking those Ancients, Gyrocopter can get over there, fire off a few flat cannons, and it should be pretty secure in getting that. And now Jing and Indie Bear. Oh yes, that was a beautifully timed Spike Carapace. He'll just jump right into that Vendetta. Thinking about going for Ablaze, but Jing really just using that Spike Carapace as an additional nuke. Didn't even need to use the Impale. I mean, just the one Lucent Beam after Spike Carapace stunning. That was actually very well done by Jing. Redeeming his messed up first blood attempts. Impale now onto Ablaze. No one's really around. There's a Lucent Beam and Levitate from the Rubik. Ablaze is going to go down right now. What did he steal? He stole Torrent. Boat's going to come in. Hit onto no one. But here comes Gyrocopter. Going to lay down the call down. And Gates going to dodge the first one and the second missile. Jing Repression and Gates now have to deal with the Doom. However, here he comes. Going to get the Doom onto Gates. Can there be a Leap Deny? No Leap Deny. Is going to get the kill with that Shockwave Repression. Going to run, retreat to use slow. There's a Torrent. Will hit the Doom. In the meantime, everyone else is getting out alive, it looks like. Nick Assassin managing to TP away, I imagine, yeah. Minzy coming in, unfortunately. Only able to get one of those kills, making it a fairly even trade at the end. DK a little bit late to the party, but sometimes you're just a little bit late to the party. I feel like I'm lagging right now a little bit. That's not right either. What's with my computer these days? But you slow. You're gonna pop the Dragon form out of panic, but that actually doesn't help you at all in this scenario. Gonna get X'd into Torrent. And get a Dragon Tail onto Minzy, but he's going to go down as well. Suddenly, 4 heroes from the enemy side. And we have a pretty good start to this game, I gotta say. 11 minutes in, 11 kills in total. Luna's still getting her farm, but Gyrocopter, arriving to the top lane, unfortunately not getting anything done there. Ooh, the mind games right here. Jing trying to hit Kunkka with some of his own medicine, but Kunkka reading that like a book. 2x2 Torrent 4 Tidebringer. That is a scary Kunkka right now. I'm pretty sure he could, maybe not 100 to 0 Jing just because he'll be able to spam out the Spike Carapace, but pretty much anyone else, if they get hit by everything, especially if there's another hero like the Venomancer to follow up, then that person is gonna die. Assassin now Vendetta up, looking at the very, very tasty Venomancer on the bot lane, although will settle for the Gyrocopter if need be. There are no sentries here. Wrath of Nature gonna fly, and Niz. Is he going to get popped? There it is, and Impale will land. Needs a mana burn or just a couple hits. It only does 30 damage. He's one more. There it is. He popped the Spike Carapace. He will not stun Cops, but he will get sprouted out and bailed out by Kagi. Niz going to die. That was a weak-ass mana burn, but sometimes it only does 30 mana burnt. Gyrocopter once again unable to help his buddies and teleport out from Nature's Prophet. It's a free kill in the bottom lane. Jing, 4-0 and 3. They derped up the first Impale, but that doesn't matter if you land every single Impale after that. Oh, that was really close, Torrent. But, yeah, so Jing really being a driving force behind his team. He has 1,000 gold with the Arcane Boots already up on a support and assassin. He's pretty loaded at the moment, but he might just die here because here comes a hasted Doom, and Jing, I don't think you can get away from this, especially if you miss your Impale. Run! Oh, this bug is going to get squashed. There you go. Big kill going for the Doom. Has picked up his Vanguard, has picked up his Phase Boots as well, and wants more. He wants Kaki dead. No, he's just going to tank the tower. Because he has the Vanguard, why not? That's kind of your job, right? Nature's Prophet going to try to pull the aggro. He will hold on to this tower at least for a little bit. The pushing here isn't the best. Niz does have 4 points in those wards, but they'll only do so much, especially with all this stuff attacking them. No creep support. Creeps will always be aggroed to the Treants, those mushroom guys. And they lose the Nyx Assassin, but Nyx Assassin will be right back into it. Usually you don't expect your Nyx Assassin to go 4-1-3 this early on to the game, so taking a couple losses here and there, not going to be the end of the world, not by any stretch. Nyx Assassin could actually go for a Dagon at this point. Usually you don't see very fast Dagons on supports because they don't get this many kills. But if you get the Dagon, you zap down some fools. The bursts certainly help if you're being mitigated by Ghost Ship. And of course, Lich and Venomancer. And Gyro to some extent. Everyone else is kind of not viable to kill just solo with Nyx, even if he does have Dagon. Unless Dagon's really jacked up, which is not going to happen for quite a while. Bottom lane push now, Kaki. Has finished his Hand of Midas. Be sure to use that. There you go. Level 10 as well. But here comes Minzy. And, well, Kaki going to scout out properly, it looks like. But Minzy might not care. No, Doombringer has Doom. He does have support right behind him as well. And, well, Kaki's all alone, actually, so Kaki's got to be a little bit careful. Niz is going to be spotted out by Repression, and can he dodge this Gale? Looks like lift up from Repression. Going to buy his buddy a little bit of space. What was stolen? Plague Wards. Not a terrible skill to steal by any means. Here comes the cavalry, though. Everyone's coming on in, and we'll see how this fight erupts. Indie Bear does have his Chain Frost. Dragon form is not yet up. Minzy gonna get Land the Doom onto Kaki and instantly get Dragon Tailed. Here comes Jing for the Vendetta hit and the Impale. Only gonna catch Indie Bear though. The call down is gonna hit 3. Gate standing his ground, has already used Eclipse. You know it, is going to drop very slowly, and he will go down, not before taking out Cop though. Depression will land a Torrent onto A-Blaze. Does he have a Fade Bolt? He does. He could just zap him down right now. A Sprout onto A-Blaze. In the meantime, the bottom end, Slow still alive somehow due to the Magic Stick as well as the Bottle Charge is going toe-to-toe with the Venomancer. He's going to win that fight in the long run. Niz, the only one left, needs another Dragon Tail. Looks like he's not going to chase into the creep wave. A wise move by Slow, but really, this Dragon Knight surviving a lot longer than I thought he would. That's just testament to the power of Dragon Blood this early on, maxed out. I mean, it's not that early, but still, Dragon Blood maxed out. It'll make you real tanky. And that was even Nyx Assassin hitting an Impale onto only 1. And, well, there was no Chain Frost onto the Lich. So I guess hitting the stun onto the Lich, even though it was the only hero stunned, and I mean, I'm saying that it was only one hero stunned, IDL were pretty much in a line like this. So it could have been a lot more, but he ended up, going slightly south, hitting the Lich. It's made it so that the fight was without Chain Frost. So I guess that was all part of his plan. Hey, if you could eliminate Chain Frost, at least someone else would have died. Probably 2 heroes would have died, depending on how well they split. But they would have been running around trying to dodge Chain Frost instead of actually standing and fighting, casting spells, stuff like that. Looks like the fight might not be over on this bottom lane. Cope's still here, but a Blink Dagger now picked up by Rubik. Jesus, that last fight, 6 assists on him. Absolutely loaded. That's some scary initiation from this Rubik. That's initiation that IDL are definitely not going to expect. I mean, they'll expect initiation from the Dragon Knight and like a Dragon Tail stun. off of the dragon form, but that's pretty much it. So all 5 heroes from the Dong Lords on the bottom lane, they want this tower. They really, really do. They're really just running their head into a brick wall for now. However, maybe not so if Nature's Prophet is not in the area. Is going for a mech as well as Midas. Needs to get that mech up. I guess he figures Rubik has bigger priorities. Nick Sasson probably wants to go for a Dagon. Nature's Prophet on the mid lane, pushing a lot more effectively than the entirety of the Dong Lord team. And of course there is the Luna as well, who I believe did go down in that last fight, but did pop off the Eclipse, so you know, she unleashed her payload, she went down, that's fine. Jing gonna circle around, gonna land a ward right onto Indie Bear. How instantly dewarded, look at that, and X marks onto Jing. He will get the Spike Carapace off and then straight into the invisibility. However, there is vision. Chain Frost will get stolen by Refression. No, he will not steal it. He'll get doomed and he will go down. That's going to be a free 2 kills, only on the supports, however. At the same time, mid lane going to go down, so they get 2 kills, they'll get a tower. But they lose a tower in exchange. Slow trying to go for Elite Deny, however, that might cost him his life. There's the X marks, there's the Torrent, everything will land. And now Slow's going to take quite a beating. Double damage, Kunkka is no joke. And he's going to go down. Bottle charges as well as Stick. Oh, 11 HP so far. Indie Bear needs one more hit. My god, this guy is living. He's living all the time. 20 armor, and this missile is going to kill him. 20 armor is a lot, guys. In the meantime, Cocky pushing down that mid lane. Gates pushing out the top lane. So they don't take the best of fights. However, they don't lose it as hard as they could since the Dragon Knight did not go down. I honestly don't know how Slow is surviving all of these things. He didn't even pop a drum charge. I mean, he had that extra movement speed and tried to book it out of there, but he didn't need it. He was gonna, calmly walk out of there because he is a baller. And ballers don't run. The hell? Ah, okay. Kaki gonna get chased down by a missile. It's actually gonna pull the entire aggro of the lane. That is interesting. Next level strats. Pull the lane backwards. And there you go. Now there's gonna be almost a double wave. That's interesting. Alright, but 9 to 12 as it stands right now, not surprisingly, GSQ slightly ahead. I mean, 4,000, 3,000, it isn't a huge advantage by any means. However, they're going to run into Indie Bear. There's the Impale after the Levitate. No, Impale's going to miss. Indie Bear with the Invis Rune is going to slip away from the Sentry of coverage, and he will live. No one saw that, Jing. You've been playing well, though, so it's fine. Everything's excused. However, they might have to worry about getting this Ancient stack jacked. Teal now does have a Shadow Blade, will teleport straight down the bottom lane. Do they know about this? I don't think they do. Gate seems to be pretty safe in doing this. And Dragon Tail Cocky is going to get doomed up. X marks is going to happen onto the Dragon Knight. He's going to get hit with a boat as well. He actually will dodge it this time. Freshen going to land a boat of his own. There's the Rum. Will be pretty huge, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's a stun from the Nyx, and they're going to turn this one around on Niz. Repression, poison damage. No, yes, it will be poison damage, actually. We'll get that kill. In the meantime, Slow. Let's see if he can escape this one. He's going to dodge one Torrent. Is there a Frost Blast? There should be very shortly. And, yeah, blasted. This time, Dragon Knight, this time, it's not going to work. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of IDL. Cocky going to save the Tier 1 tower. In the meantime, deny it. Oh, Gyrocopter with the bullets. Unfair. Is going to get that tower kill. But yeah, in the meantime, we do see another attempt on Jing's life. Indie Bear going to circle around. Is there a Vendetta? There's a straight TP out. And he will stick the landing. Will be just fine. Luna, though, all the while farming up her BKB. 227 on her. Because all her tanking items up and operational after clearing off that Ancient stack. Helm of the Dominator for that extra armor and lifesteal. BKB so that you don't get insta-gibbed. And then you're pretty much guaranteed to land an Eclipse, assuming Minzy doesn't land the Doom on you, which is still a very real possibility. Looks like Minzy actually going to go for an Assault Cuirass. This Doom is going to be amazingly tanky and dangerous. Not going for Shivas, however, which I think might have been a better idea. Oh, A-Blaze is going to get lifted up into the air. There is a 3-man Gale, though. Instantly, there's the Dust and a Sprout from Cocky. They really want to kill on A-Blaze. What did they steal? They stole Torrent. Is not going to anyone. No, it actually will hit onto A-Blaze, but can they bring him down? If he pop his Magic charges, he will survive. In the meantime, Minzy as well as Indie Bear going to go straight for Jing as well as Gates. Chain Frost going to bounce. Do a lot of damage actually to Cocky as well as Gates. No, actually Gates not taking anything, but Cocky getting absolutely wrecked. The Chain Frost still bouncing around Jing. Invisible, but is he really going to land an Impale onto 2? Will get the kill on the Kunkka, but he will trade his life for that. It's a double kill for Minzy, and it's a 4-man wipe in favor of the Infernal Dong Lords, trying to chase the Kunkka through the call down, through an insanely well-placed Chain Frost, which every time it bounces, you're like, okay, that should be the last bounce, right? But no, it just keeps going. Gates had a BKB up, so he took literally no damage from it, but it kept on bouncing to his buddies, so not exactly a great situation for GSQ. Taking a really, really odd fight. I don't know if you could chalk it up to them being too over-aggressive and trying to get that Kunkka kill, but they didn't really expect to be crashed by this many Radiant heroes coming from this angle. And once that happened, once the Chain Frost got thrown down, once Doom was on the front lines, I mean, Doom, I don't think GSQ, aside from just sheer overpowering through numbers, can kill this Doom anymore. He has 1500 HP, he has 20 freaking armor. It's the same amount as DK, yeah, same amount as DK. Although a little bit less now, not too sure what happened, I guess auras or something. But this Doom is incredibly tanky, and top lane Kaki gonna get chopped down by A-Blaze. Needs one more Tidebringer hit? No, needs one more hit. Chase him down. Here comes Jing. Here comes Superman. No, Sprout, Kaki, why? Oh, no. I mean, it was a good idea, I suppose, but yeah, now Nyx, he knows that the enemy has been pretty good with their ward coverage, so he's not going to go in. Kaki, oh, that was not the plan. That was not according to plan. Down bottom lane, Gates will take down another tower for his team. Despite how this game's going, IDL now should be in the gold lead. They are. Experienced lead as well. Gates is still getting a lot of farm. Problem is, though, that Luna really can't stand up 1v1 versus a Doom with this much bulk. I mean, once she gets doomed, she could try and stand and fight, and she'll do a lot of damage to the Doom before she goes down, but she's not going to win. Especially when you consider the fact that there's probably going to be Rum on Doom, then she's never going to win. Might be able to rat them out with this pushing teleportation coming in. It is going to be A-Blaze. Looking for an X Torrent. Will probably not go for Gates, or at least maybe force out a BKB charge. Maybe go for DK. Wants that Shadow Blade extra damage, but there's a jump charge. There's the X Torrent. And is there going to be a Doom used? Yes, there is. Onto the Dragon Knight, but instantly Minzy lifts up into the air, and the Eclipse as well. Minzy's going to get burned down. There's the overpowering through numbers that I was talking about. Chain Frost now being thrown, but there's so many Treants here. And, oh, of course, it's going to bounce right back to Gates. Will pop up the BKB. Both going to come through. Laser Roam onto everyone from IDL. GSQ, though, it looks like they don't want to fight anymore. They're not exactly what I would call healthy. They're going to get away with their lives. Jing not in the area for that fight at all. Picking off two heroes there. IDL possibly waiting a little bit too long to initiate. I mean, GSQ, they definitely knew that they were being stalked right there. They popped the drum charge. You don't pop drum charges like that willy-nilly. So they knew that there were heroes behind them. They managed to turn that around, and this time Chain Frost being burned on pretty much exclusively Nature's Prophet Treants. Those poor guys took a beating, but they took one for the team. Had a little bit less damage onto the Luna. Even though she always had the BKB, she could pop that and be relatively safe. It's another 2100 gold, 2200 now for the Luna. Can pick up a Yasha, will try to stack Ancients, but unfortunately will not happen. De-warded, or blocked off by this Sentry Ward, placed down by the Dong Lords. She's going to keep on farming. What is she going to go for? Possibly a Butterfly, but I don't know. As far as late game goes, DK, he has Drum and 1800 gold. I mean, that's not too terrible, but he's not really going to contribute enough when you're combating up against a Gyrocopter who already does have a BKB up. There's a Kunkka who has crit Shadow Blade, so that's a lot of physical damage. And Cleave, of course. And then you have a Doombringer who is, although not doing the largest, he doesn't have the biggest green numbers plus damage, he's just so tanky he'll stay in the fight forever. So there's a lot of bulky late game on the IDL side. And the weakness, of course, of their lineup is the fact that they ran dual lanes. So those lanes could have been, in theory, very hard, they could have been shut down very easily. Fortunately, it didn't really go for that for GSQ. So now they have a long road ahead of them. They're going to start it on a good foot, though. They're going to get the Aegis onto their Luna, almost level 16. That level 3 Eclipse probably going to make a pretty big difference. Also, don't want to mention Repression. Has been stealing some pretty good spells. Stole Doom, laid it onto Doom in the last fight, and now Jing. Gotta be careful. If he gets X-torrented, he might just die. However, he does have the rest of his team to back him up. It is going to be a Butterfly for Luna. Get a little bit of that evasion. Cleave won't care about evasion. However, Doom, as well as Gyrocopter, missing any of their attacks versus Luna is actually a pretty big deal. Like, Doom is a hero that will just outlast you in the fight, but if he's missing everything, then your lifesteal is going to be that much more effective in keeping you at high levels of HP. However, at the same time, Gates does not have buyback, so if a fight really goes south, then he's going to be in some trouble. But it looks like 26 minutes in and both teams signing a truce. They're just going to take a small break for now and just get their big items up. Of course, I think this will favor we will favor IDL in the long run. I mean, I would say Kaki can transition more into a semi-carry role, and usually Nature's Prophets can do that. I mean, they have a hand, he has a hand of Midas, but going for a mech as well as Necrobook, that is not the kind of late games fighting split pushing build that you want to see on a Nature's Prophet. If you want to be going, of course, for that split pushing build, you want to be seeing Shadow Blades, you want to be seeing Orchids, you want to be seeing Sheep Sticks. But going for mech, going for Necrobook, that's a very fight early and push the base kind of thing. And well, we can see how well that's working for them. They are down in towers by only just one tier 2 tower. With Nature's Prophet pushing potential along with the DK pushing, they're actually just not pushing. They're getting pushed instead. Not really what I would expect from a comp from the Dong Lords, but hey, that is what's happening. And they, I guess, could just stay the course. I mean, Necrobook is, oh, you could always do stuff like this, like add more momentum to the wave with those minions. They do a lot of damage. But once the fighting starts, it'll be a little bit difficult for Nature's Prophet to make huge contributions with the items that he's chosen right now. He can jump in for a mech, but other than that, he's going to try to rat his team back into this. Looks like he will hold on to this, well, tower. It's going to be denied. Ablaze is going to secure that one and almost friggin' kill himself due to the last will. Now I see big smoke up from GSQ. They're chasing down the Venomancer, it looks like, but Venomancer is very far away. There is a Blink Impale, and Niz is going to be in a world of hurt. No, Blink! No, not Blink. That is a Force Staff. He will Force Staff his way out of there, and he should be fine. No Blink being used by the Nyx Assassin, but on the bottom lane, it's actually going to be Ablaze being stalked by Kaki. Shadowblade going to get him out of that situation, but is he going to be greedy and turn this one around? Oh, they see Ablaze. There's a gem on Rubik. RIP. Did not expect that gem. Did you, Kunkka? Did you? With the Kunkka down, they might be able to break the base. There's 900 gold on the 900 gold is the cost for buyback from the Kunkka, so he can just buy back and defend this one. But even, you know, just pushing down a lane, forcing out a buyback, I think will be probably worth it. I mean, that's a lot of gold out of the Kunkka's wallet, especially when he's going for a very heavy item like Daedalus. You gotta save up for that big 2,400 number. And if you can't get to there, then you're gonna be sad if you have to buy back. They're gonna take down this tier 2 tower. They might want to push high ground, I think. Maybe not, like, seriously, just bluff, but also force out the buyback. But of course, I mean, Kaki is nowhere near, and it's only Gates as well as Slow in the area. With the Dragon Form running out, Kunkka's not going to buy back. They missed their opportunity to force out a buyback out of the Kunkka. However, they get a tier 2 tower out of it. What is happening to this Gyrocopter? He's getting jumped by Jing. Blink, 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 blink. There it is. Jukes from Cope. So fast, this guy. Look at him go. But he's, oh no, you don't want that way. You just escaped that way. Here's the juke path. Here's the juke path. They'll never see that one coming. And in the meantime, there's a huge team fight going on. Doom on the Dragon Knight is going to take him out, but already two have gone down. Gates has the Aegis, running to some backup. Here comes Kaki. Mech will keep Gates up. They're going to turn this one around onto Ablaze. Sprouted up. There is no way for him to escape this one. Gates going to eat the Chain Frost straight to the face. However, will get bounced away from the fight. The worst possible Chain Frost from anybody. Now he's stuck. He's completely stuck. This Plague Ward is walling him off. He's going to be walled off by Niz. Oh, the humanity. Gates is going to come back in with full HP. And Niz is going to slip away unscathed. But that one hero Plague Ward. Whose team are you on, Venomancer? Whose team are you on? IDL losing so many heroes in that one. Eclipse level 3 with absolutely no creeps to mitigate it. That's 4 beams apiece onto, I believe, the Kunkka as well as Doom. Forcing out the buyback on the Kunkka. But now GSQ, without their DK, it's not going to be the strongest push in the world. However, it still will be enough. X mark stolen by repression. He's going to get hit with the call down, though. He's just going to go down immediately. Impale will not save him. Here comes the Doom. Can he get anyone? He'll stun himself. That's not a good way to start. And everyone else from GSQ going to get away. Bottom lane, not being pushed out that much. GSQ finding kills all around the map. I mean, that was kind of a free one onto the Gyrocopter, but, you know, being jumped by Nature's Prophet as well as Nyx is always a little bit dangerous. But then, I feel like if Cope just ran, like if he just ran down and then, you know, down towards this direction, he would have been fine. But the corkscrew figure 8 movement, I did this whole thing about how you should memorize your formations and stuff like that, but that's not one of them. That's not one of them. That'll get you killed if you run right back into the enemy. Butterfly now up on Luna, 4-11. She did lose her Aegis in that fight, but it was going to time out soon anyway, so, you know, not really a terribly huge deal. Necro unit, Necro book number 2 being built up from GSQ, so that's a total of 4 levels of book currently. See if there's going to be any more book. No, Rubik wants an Aghanims, it looks like. And DK wants an Assault Cuirass. Boo, where's the mass book? But they're using it pretty well they're making some pushing happen. Now have equalized and actually have taken the lead as far as the tower count is concerned. These Blink Daggers really making it easy for them to pick fights on their own terms. And of course, Nature's Prophet with the global Blink Dagger can always do that because he's a broken hero. Ice Frog, please nerf. Kunkka now finding that gem. I believe, yes, Rubik did drop it when he was got X'd into the call down. So now the vision advantage going to be in the Dong Lord's hands. I don't think there's another gem up. There's a level 3 Necro, which I guess they could use to deward if they really wanted to, but you're not going to Necro over here for this Observer War. That's not going to happen. It's all hands on deck for the top lane. They're going to go straight for that tier 2 tower. Let's see if they could make this happen. They have a level 3 Dragon, so it's pretty intense damage, as well as utility from that DK. And now Kunkka going to throw the boat. Gates forcing out the BKB. Will Eclipse. Is there True Sight? There is, because that Necro unit. Gates, though, eating that one up like a man because of that Ghost Ship. What are you? What? Cope, why? Why, Cope? That was a terrible, terrible plan. Okay, guys, here's the plan. We wait till our Kunkka is at single-digit HP, and then I teleport in 1v5. No. Bad idea, bro. Bad idea. That's just going to give GSQ the green light to push the high ground. I don't want to say that lost them the game, but that definitely contributed. Niz going to take a Dragon Tail straight to the face. There's the blink forward from Jing. Going to land a 2-man impale. Niz going to drop down, and the boat from Rubik stolen. Huge steals once again by Repression. Mincy stuck in the trees. Do you know it is just going to stand his ground and attack things with a slow attack. Gates is going to be the one collecting the double kill, though. Dragon Knight dropping very low to do that. Poison Nova has the rum, though. I think he's going to be just fine. Yeah, Poison Nova is not lethal. Jing can get tagged with that everything. My god, that level death did a lot. They take down the tier 3 tower. Unfortunately, don't get anything else. DK, Luna, as well as Nature's Prophet, all very weak. Nick Assassin being the only casualty there. They get the green light to go up to the high ground, and they take what they could get. A-Blaze looking for someone. He's not going to find anyone, however. Is he going to find Gates? Maybe if Gates stops and farms, but yeah, that's not the surprise is up. A-Blaze, you're not going to catch anyone. Hell, I even think if Nature's Prophet comes in on there with now a Desolator, they could just turn this one around. Because Kunkka will be sprouted, and then he can't hit anything. Then Luna will be able to lifesteal everything back, so it would have been a bad idea. Yeah, I think there were also some buybacks. You just take a quick look at the buybacks using that one. Doom definitely did use a buyback. Doom, Venomancer, that's it. Doom, Venomancer. And then Kunkka didn't need to buy back because he didn't die. So Doom, Venomancer, that was a costly push. GSQ, they only lost one hero out of that, and now Nature's Prophet. Now he's going to go for more of that, late game battle build that you see so often from Nature's Prophets. Holding the mech is always going to be pretty valuable for him, so I don't expect he's going to get rid of it or anything like that, but he'll be able to actually stand and deliver the damage. Not that GSQ are actually short on damage, seeing as though their Luna is well on her way to a Manta style. Needs about another 2,000 gold for that one. But yeah, she's doing a lot of damage, and with that Helmet Dominator BKB, she's not taking that much either. Assault Cuirass also helping that cause out. Roshan going to be up very shortly, so that's going to be where the focal point of the next fight should happen, assuming no one gets picked off beforehand. It's going to be where the power of Kaki really shows. Doesn't have the greatest clearing. He doesn't have a Maelstrom and stuff like that. Doesn't really have that many auras, but I guess A-Blaze is here, so never mind. But yeah, Kaki going to split push everyone, try to force their attention away from this Roshan pit. If you could force one person up here, then that's pretty much a win, because Nature's Prophet will always be able to teleport in. But even if he doesn't, GSQ, if they could just hold this area right here, then Kaki could actually push all the way down to the Raxes. And then IDL could be like, okay, we could either take Roshan, or we could lose Raxes. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Roshan's that important compared to Raxes. It's like the Dong Lords, they want to fight. MKB being, oh no, Jing, what are you doing there? Dewarding with style, I guess, but he's just, yeah, okay. I guess everyone gets a free one. Niz gonna jump forward for the Gale on the Rubik. He will be not pursued though. There is still Pink on the top side, pushing down that top lane very aggressively. However, GSQ straight into that Roshan pit. Between Chain Frost, Call Down, Kunkka, I don't think GSQ want to take this fight. I mean, they just want to buy time for Kaki to, get back into that base, but there's going to be a Kunkka there to deal with them. If Nick Assassin didn't get picked off there, they could definitely take this one. It might not be the cleanest fight for them, but it'll be a fight that they could actually take and kind of at least contest Roshan, make it a little bit more difficult for the Dong Lords to take it. But instead they take it for free, and one cleave hit from the Kunkka clears off the entirety of that top lane. Kaki's split pushing is, well, with the treants at least, not going to be the strongest. You could always put momentum to the lane, but all that momentum is stopped cold by one single Tidebringer hit, which I think we might be seeing right now. So here we go, A-Blaze, clearing pushes, chapter 1. That's it. It's a one-chapter book, guys. It's a bestseller. New York Times bestseller for 3 years in a row. Everyone wants to know how to clear these creep waves. The GSQ, still ahead, 7,500, 8,000 in the gold and experience earned advantage respectively. However, still IDL. I mean, they're getting their big items up, and the split push from GSQ can't actually be that strong if Kunkka is on point with his teleportations and his lane clearing. Doombringer now at the BKB, so he's now immune to magic, almost immune to physical. I think now you just go for some damage items, go for like an Abyssal Blade or something like that. I mean, this is a Midasless Doom, which we don't really see too often, but still, this guy could absolutely wreck the enemy team. Now an MKB plus BKB on the Gyrocopter. That's actually a brand new BKB. Didn't touch it a single time. IDL, they're getting some big damage items up. Of course, the Daedalus was up previously on the Kunkka. Whereas the AC is up on the DK, 2,600 gold on him. So he could be going for something like a, he could go for a Basher, he could go for a Heart, he could go for an MKB, Daedalus. Pretty much the world is his oyster at the moment. Luna, I think she has enough for her Manta Style if my math is correct. Yes, it is correct. Buying out for that Manta Style, that means no buyback. So risky move by Gates, but yeah, it's especially risky seeing as though there's a Doom on the field. It's like, oh, Manta Style is great, you could split out of things. But you can't actually press that button and have anything work when you're doomed. And Doom will go through BKB, by the way. Because Doom is OP. Everyone's OP in this game. Ice Frog, nerf all these heroes, please. Gates just split pushing, farming it up. Next item of choice should be the Satanic, I think. If he's going to stand and fight, he really needs to get those stand and fight items. Jink going to find A-Blaze, but there's a gem on Kunkka. You can't catch this pirate off guard. He sees you coming, and, well, Vendetta wasted by Jing. Not a terribly huge deal. It's a level 3 Vendetta. You could perma-stay in Vendetta at level 3. Duration's 50, or not, I guess not perma, it's going to be a small time where you can't have it. Duration 50, cooldown 50, so you'll like appear then disappear immediately. Cope, with the Aegis of the Immortal, has a whole bunch of items that you could easily sell and get some value off of, but instead they're doing nothing. He's going to do split pushing. Everyone's doing split pushing. It's the in thing to do. That's why A-Blaze's book is selling so well, because everyone's split pushing. It's all the rave, all the rage. So we're going to be seeing another kind of passive period of the game. I think IDL, though, they probably don't want to be playing this passively. I mean, their lanes are all being pushed, so they have to deal with this, but they have the Aegis. And they want to get value off of that item, or else, you know, what's really the point of taking Roshan if you're not going to use the Aegis? Next Roshan, by the way, will be a Cheese Roshan. It looks like they're going to go for the top side. Gates just farming up, and level 3 Necro Book number 2 being picked up by the Knicks. With BKBs on the Gyrocopter as well as on the Doom, they could easily clear off those melee warrior units. And then, you know, not take any damage from the last will, which is really, I think, probably the biggest damage tool that GSQ has aside from their Luna right now. Maybe I'm not giving DK enough credit, but yeah, those last wills, that pure damage, that's intense. But BKB, you eat that one up. Kunkka's gonna be the one who's gonna get hit the hardest though, and he doesn't have BKB, so poor bastard. It's like, all right, I got 1,000 cleave crit, and then you died. And here we go, Niz will lay down a sentry ward. Looks like, ooh, just on the edge of that smoke. The smoke will not, oh, they're going to go around. Okay, they're going to stack the tower. So it's free tower for Minzy. 2,600 gold on this Doom. And then, I don't know what. Alright, this game really going to go the distance, isn't it? Yeah, but Kaki just split pushing out. He's going to get that sheep stick, so now if Kunkka comes in or someone, he could sheep and actually deliver some pretty good damage. I mean, Kunkka's a tanky hero naturally, but with no items that increases bulk, he's going to struggle to survive if he gets sheeped up with the Desolator. bearing down on him, especially if the Necro units are alive and kicking.
Illusion.
We have everyone just dancing around doing late game split pushing things. Aegis gonna run out soon, and IDL are not gonna get value off of this item. So they get the Roshan, yes, which I guess prevents GSQ from getting it, and then them from pushing, but yeah, it's actually not a terribly huge deal. Gyrocopter going to get ready to lose that Aegis, but he's still doing a lot of damage. Still doing a lot of damage. Of course, that True Strike will make it so that if he is attacking the Luna flat out, then evasion will not do anything. But I feel like right now, just seeing as how the heroes are moving on the map, that GSQ are getting more farm off this map than IDL. And the Golden Experience chart disagrees with me. So, okay, IDL, maybe that's with the Devour from Doom. That might be a little bit of what's keeping them in this as far as the race for farm goes. It seems like GSQ are just getting more kills on creeps. Maybe it's just because they have a Luna. I don't know. But either way, even if GSQ, let's say they were getting more gold, the gold that IDL gets will be used much more effectively, seeing as though they have more late game heroes. I mean, Luna's almost 6 slotted. She could upgrade her Helmet of Dominator to Satanic, ship the Power Treads for travels, and then have an extra slot where the TP scrolls now sit. You had a plus damage item or something like that, but after that, Gates is all done. He's not going to get any stronger. DK is still a long ways to go, actually. He only has really, I mean, he could get rid of the Soul Ring, get rid of the drums. Pretty much only has one late game item slot filled. Whereas the Doom, I mean, he get rid of his Vanguard. BKB staying, Heaven's Halberd is definitely staying. And DK sitting at 3,900 gold. Not the richest hero on the map. Ancient Prophet, what is he looking at? Has a Sheepstick finished up? Midas has got to be the next thing to go, I'd imagine. Although it's always a terrible thing to do, sell your Midas. You always feel terrible about it. They're going to be a kill attempt onto this Gyrocopter. Blink Impale. No, there's going to be more pushing. Okay. See, this Gyrocopter has studied he studied Kunkka's book. He knows how to clear creep waves. This Doom doesn't know how to. He sees all this and he's like, well, I guess I'll hit them one at a time, guys. He's doing a lot of damage. That was a 500 crit on a 0 base, -5 armor target. So that's not bad from Doom. That was only with the Alpha Wolf crit also, which I don't think is the strongest. 200% 20 chance. I mean, there's definitely crits that do more percentage, but I think actually the critical strike from Alpha Wolf is not bad at all, as far as crits go. Yeah, it actually, like, thinking about the crits, like, I think it might be better than the Juggernaut crit. Let's take a quick look at Daedalus. How's that comparison? 25 for 240. Yeah, definitely not. It's definitely no Daedalus. I'll tell you that. But I think it might be better than Crystallis. It's pretty good. It's not bad at all. So the Aghanim Scepter on Rubik, what does that actually do? Helps him with 1, 2. This is Aghanim Sceptered 3. This is Aghanim Sceptered? No, it's not. Helps him with 4 ultimates. Is that really worth it? I don't really know if that's worth it. I mean, it does make him pretty bulky. And, well, there's an Impale onto Ablaze. And he's going to shrug that one off. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. Decreases cooldown, increases cast range, upgrades the spell to the scepter level. I mean, you get more cast range. I guess you could steal more spells. 5 seconds is pretty good, but really, how many times can a Rubik steal spells when there's this much AoE stuff flying around? Like, if there wasn't a Doom, a Gyrocopter, Kunkka, and Lich in this game, I would say, okay, you get a 5 seconds cooldown on spell steal, you get some value out of that. But he actually can't steal that many spells, and like, he could steal 1 right here, and he doesn't even do that. But there's so much stuff that just makes him back off that I don't think it's actually. Oh, well, BKB's down. Cope, what happened? Cope, what the hell happened? Oh, do they know about this? Does GSQ know? I don't know why the BKB is down. Kaki, though, gonna get jumped by the Doombringer. Run, Nature's Prophet, run! Oh, this is gonna be a long chase. How good are Kaki's jukes? Maybe he learned a thing or two from the enemy Gyrocopter. Run around in circles. Oh, it's going to be close. Needs a Hex. No, it's not going to be enough. But in the meantime, the huge fight breaking out on the bottom side. The Chain Frost bouncing through. Use slow. Going to get a little bit of value off of his tankiness, but the Chain Frost still bouncing. Gates is going to get bashed down by the Doombringer. Actually missing that last hit. Come on, someone kill Gates. Will not take the range racks. Gem of True Sight on the floor. Kaki will buy back and die again. Repression going to throw a Gale, but I think there's level death coming through. 2, 1. Jing gonna land a Vendetta hit. Kaki gonna go down with buyback. Already spent, now Jing is in a lot of trouble. He's gonna get a 3-man impale, not too terrible as far as escapes go, and he will be able to blink out. The big question is was that actually worth it? That was without a Gyrocopter BKB, but Dragon Knight, he's tanky and everything, but he just took like so many Chain Frost bounces to the face, and that's not what you want to have happen. I mean, Nature's Prophet and Doombringer both came into that fight about the same time after their little scuffle. But Doombringer definitely did a lot more because Nature's Prophet just jumped in and died. Luna's going to buy back. They want to contest this Roshan. They know that there's going to be cheese, which is a permanent advantage from Roshan as opposed to Aegis, which is just a temporary advantage. But I don't think it's going to be enough unless Repression is a baller. Here we go. Baller test. Round 1. Jump! Cheese? No. There it is. He's going to get a Gale onto a Gyrocopter Illusion, but that's going to be it. GSQ. I mean, they take a tier 3, and, well, if IDL let this happen, then that'll be pretty bad for them, but they shouldn't. They should be able to defend this. I think it's within the realm of possibility. Impale onto Minzy, going to burn the rest of his mana. He has a cheese, though, so it's full mana for him. There are some heroes that's not nearly full mana. That's just sad when you ever use the cheese. Although, I don't really get the cheese that often. Whenever I do play those long games, it's never when I actually get to have cheese, which is kind of sad. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Rubik stole Venomous Gale in that fight, and that might have been it. Is that value? I don't think it is. I think it's just a big way to get some stats. And by big way, I mean an expensive way. Okay, Kaki, what are you doing? Secret Agent mission. Kaki, your mission, if you choose to accept it, backdoor the ranged Raxes. He's gonna wait for his teleport to come off cooldown. Oh no. Oh no, this could be very unfortunate indeed. Kaki has no idea that the Doombringer is literally right around the corner. Oh no, Kaki! He's gonna get the Raxes, but at what cost? Will he even get the Raxes? It's dropping slowly. It's not even dropping. Well, the mission was a failure. It is dropping slowly, but Doombringer is gonna have none of it. Good work, guys. We brought it down to 82 HP. Just do it 4 more times, and we'll have the range Raxes down. Problem is that there's so many trees that aren't here anymore that he actually can't do that safely anymore. I guess he could go here, but yeah. Niz is suspicious now. He has Plague Ward coverage everywhere. Alright, well that was a good attempt. If he could hit like I think if he hit the Raxes once, then they would have just died. It's low armor on these Raxes. 10 armor with the Desolator. Yeah, hitting it once for just applying the Desolator would have been enough for the rest of the other Coops to finish it. But Kaki playing it safe. Doesn't get the Raxes, but hey, no guts, no glory, right? Alright, guys. Let's wrap this game up about now. It's about time for this game to end. Because farming for the past 20 minutes, not really what I'm interested in. Jing has Vendetta. He wants to look for someone, but he really can't do anything to these guys right now. He might be able to 100-0 Lich. That's very unlikely. He doesn't have the most intelligence, so the mana burn is going to be the most intense. There's a Necro Book, which might help for even more mana burn. But yeah, Jing going to go full pushing. Team fight with that Necro Book. Kaki doing the exact same thing, and they're just getting brick-walled by this Kunkka, who now has Boots of Travel with a gem. So you actually can't outmaneuver A-Blaze anymore. Split pushing is not going to work. Oh, jeez. We're in for the long haul, aren't we? Luna could Satanic with enough gold for buyback. She doesn't even have buyback. Just buy out the Satanic. If you can't buy back, guys, if you can't buy back, then you buy out. Because you're probably going to get enough money by the time you can buy back. Especially if it's such a huge survivability item like Satanic. Hey, Gyrocopter knows what I'm talking about. He has Aegis and no buyback. He's going to buy out for a Satanic. Look at that, Cope. What a guy, even though he messed up with his BKB, his first BKB charge, and has done some questionable things in this game. This is the game now. We watch creeps push back and forth. And then like them get critted down, and then just that's it. No team is actually making an attempt on the other team at all. I guess IDL are okay with sitting back. GSQ, they can't actually take a fight, so they're like, oh, we'll just split push, wait until IDL does something. But the Dong Lords are like, yeah, we don't have to do anything anytime soon. Maybe is the kill? Oh, there it is. There's the Impale, but, oh, Force Staff once again. That was pretty close. They're going to stun onto Minzy, lift him up into the air as well, but he has a cheese, he has everything. There's the call down, Cope going to unleash his barrage. And that's going to be it, actually. Not too much damage to anyone, but Dragonite going to get stunned up. X-Marks as well as Torrent should follow soon after. Is going to take a lot of damage. He has a heart, he has AC. He's very tanky. There's Doom on him, which should be lethal, assuming no one intervenes with a mech or anything like that. Where's the mech? There's no mech. No, we need to deny. Deny. There you go. DK denied. So DK is down. Repeat. DK is down, and the Aegis, well, Dong Lords have a little bit of time left to actually do something with that. But will they? Big crits? No big crits. So 1 minute. There's no buyback from the DK. Challenge mode, defense style. Hope on the front lines will hit with the Fade Bolt. Not going to care too much about that. If things get really hairy, pops the Satanic, which, by the way, Gates did buy out for, so that's good. He actually does have a lot of money in the meantime. But I think this might be the end of the Raxes. So no, we have Rat Dota. Rat Dota confirmed. Nature's Prophet is going to take down the ranged Rax on the top side. Kunkka's going to back off and defend that one. However, the mid lane still being pushed in. Gates going to hit with the call down missile number 1 as well as number 2. Melee Rax is being attempted actually stolen. Cope taking a ton of damage from this one. He's going to burn the Aegis right now. Not a terribly huge deal. But the call down stolen by the Rubik that will be cast from a global range. And now Cope stuck in a cage once again. Has his BKB. Will turn this one around. Try to take down these Raxes. Gates taking a lot of damage. He's not even in this fight right now. But there we go. Jing going to jump right in for Minzy. Burn the rest of his mana perhaps. No, not going to do it. Everyone's just going to TP out. So the melee Raxes, they stand. And ultimately, who got the better end of that trade? Range Raxes down. GSQ come out ahead. They lost the tier 3 tower, but that's not actually a terribly huge deal. Say the whole thing, the Infernal Dong Lords. Okay. Infernal Dong Lords. Every single time. I'll say it now. Request in the chat. Everyone, raise your Infernal Dong Lords. Alright, so they take the range Raxes, the power of a Rat, Nature's Prophet. By the way, has sold the Hand of Midas for a TV scroll. Jing now on the run from a very angry Minzy. Oh, there we go. Hex to support. Jing, this shouldn't be lethal, especially with a mech. He's going to be just fine. But Minzy still has the cheese. I don't think it was anywhere near death in that last fight. I think it might be time to sell the Vanguard and pick up a heart. I mean, he's tanky enough to just ignore. Okay, well, they want back in. They want back in, guys. And the TP Blind Impale. Oh, so close. So close. That would have been at least a forced buyback from Doom. But, okay, here we go. Mid lane. Round 2. Let's see it. Minzy can teleport out straight to his team. There's the call down. Global cast range. Cope as well as Minzy going to bum rush down those towers. They'll take a lot of damage, but they will be able to take it down in the end. There's a Chain Frost being bounced between only Gates and Uslow. There's no BKBs or anything. The Chain Frost is going to get full value, only hitting heroes. Cope as well as Minzy stunned up. Cope will not get it out alive. Minzy now sprouted out, and he's taking not that much damage at all. 405 mana burn. Gates going to buy back into this, try to do as much damage as he can. Minzy, though, not taking that much of it, and he will get slowed down. He will be able to slip away, probably, maybe. No, he's at 100 HP. He's going to turn around and, okay, kill himself. Commit Sudoku. Taki going to slam with a boat. No, he's not. It's going to be Ablaze running away, panicking, but he's trapped. Is he trapped? No, he's not trapped. They take their melee Rax, and, well, another... Wow, big crit from Kunkka, killing off Repression. Ablaze is a ninja. Confirmed for ninja. Alright, so round 2. Round 1 went to GSQ. Round 2 goes to the Infernal Dong Lords. And this is a best out of 3. I mean, the game's best out of 1, but, you know, I'm trying to make a metaphor here, guys. Do they have to go 10 rounds? I guess they have to go... I mean, there's 8 Raxes, or 6 Raxes. So I guess they go 12 rounds? Oh, bottom Raxes, more rats from Kaki. You rat. You rat. The worst kind of Nature's Prophet player. Does he sell phase boots and get boots of travel? Super mobility, guys. Super mobility. Yes, he does. No, that's Kunkka. What the hell am I smoking? He should. And then he'd get something that does damage. He'd get a Daedalus. Let's see what it's gonna be. He's heading towards the secret shop. Just checking Roshan. He has 6,600 gold. He should be getting something. Wow. Wow. That was beautiful. This one treant, he came from this tree right here. That was the most glorious. That was the most glorious treant summon I've ever seen in my life. Alright, so apparently we're at like 1 hour no rush rules. There we go, Daedalus, right? Maybe MKB? Is there a butterfly on the other end yet? No butterfly. These guys aren't getting butterflies. So there's no butterflies. I guess you just get Daedalus, right? Shiva's guard now up on Doom. What did he replace? Was that? He still has Vanguard. I don't know what that replaced, but he is pretty damn tanky now. He has 3,200 health, which could get more because Vanguard isn't going to give you the most health. I mean, you get a heart, so that's like another 700 health. That's like 4,000 health with a mad amount of armor with ice. Ice armor's maxed out, yes, yes. It should be at an hour in. Yeah, this Doombringer is going to not take much damage, and he's not doing the most damage, but he's doing enough. He has Assault Cuirass, he has Shiva's Guard, so you're not going to win the long-term damage trades with him. Alright, how come there's still no BKB on the DK? Honestly, I don't know. The Chain Frost has been wrecking him for like every single time these past couple of fights, and here comes Minzy, gonna dive right in, gonna eat an Eclipse straight to the face. Let's see how much damage he can take down. He's gonna lift up straight into there. Uslow is actually doing nothing. Hex onto Minzy. Gates will not dodge the boat with BKBs. BKB is actually gonna run out. Satanic, will he survive? No, he's gonna get burned down. Minzy is gonna get stunned, but he's still alive. Mana Burn is gonna be what kills him off. It's a triple kill for Ablaze, and Luna down with no buyback for another 2 minutes. DK down. Why does DK not have a BKB? I mean, I guess, like, in theory, it's not the best item for this particular game, but Chain Frost, guys. He's getting wrecked by Chain Frost. Alright, Kaki, you just gotta split push. You gotta rat this game for your team. Only Niz? You could kill Niz. Easy. Easy kill. Although I think the Dong Lords might just want to go for GG. I think that... No, well, they're going to... Where are they going? He got the range racks, which is pretty easy, and Niz should be dying. Yes, he will. And it's going to be Ablaze teleporting back. Niz going to teleport back to the base. Melee Raxes will not get cleaned up on either end. There's a boat coming through, stolen by Repression. Cope's going to take that one straight to the face. There is an Aegis, however. Is there another Impale? There won't be. Is there a Telekinesis? There won't be. They don't have anything to do with him, but a teleport out. No MKBs or anything like that. A lot of damage going to the gyro, but they get one set of racks, and that's about it. Alright, so we are we're still gonna play this game. We're still in this, guys. We're at 70 minutes. No, we're not. We're at 60 minutes. What the fuck am I smoking? It feels like 70 minutes. I was thinking of the other game that was 70 minutes, and then I was like, okay, this isn't going to be another 70-minute game. But then I started saying this is a 60-minute game, and then the thoughts kind of... the streams crossed, and you never cross the streams. Late games make me stupid at Dota. It's true. It's true. Alright. Nick Assassin picked up an E-Blade, which I guess is a natural progression after picking up a Ghost Scepter. This costs a little bit more mana. That's pretty much it. It does a little more damage. He's not going to amplify that many skills. Like, I guess Mana Burn. Mana Burn is like actually the biggest nuke that they have right now. Because I mean, Doom's stacked up on int. He has 110 int, and now Ablaze. Uh-oh, Ablaze. There goes your gem, sir. Unless he's gonna get out. No, the creeps are just gonna kill him. But he like almost kills a couple people on his way out. Gem on the floor. Gem, Luna, pick up the gem. No, Luna wants to lifesteal. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so Kunkka's down for 112 seconds. there's 2 range Raxes versus 1 Rax set. I think that does still favor the Infernal Donglords. Okay, so they're going to try to go now, but Nikonkabay's back because he's richer than God. He has 5,400 gold and now an a butterfly up on the gyrocopter, so MKB maybe for the Nature Prophet. PvE.
Come.
This is like... Come on, guys. I'm getting tired. This is still round 1. This is still round 1. And the really sad thing is that if the Infernal Donglords were like more behind right now, then Kunko would be buying up a Divine Rapier. But they're not. Let's actually take a look at who's actually ahead. Infernal Donglords, look at this. Like, it's almost a 0 advantage because they're all like all level 25 or whatever. 10,000 gold, which is absolutely nothing at this stage in the game. I want to see a Divine Rapier on Ablaze because he just like 1v5'd and brought everyone to half HP. If he had a Divine Rapier, right? If he had a Divine Rapier, then it will just be golden. He'll be fine. Kill everyone in 1 hit, easy. Gyrocopter can also go for Rapier. So Donglords, raise your Rapiers because we need to see this game end in spectacular fashion. And as it stands right now, this is going to be like one of those things that someone's going to get caught out doing something stupid. Like, hey, I'm going to farm this ancient stack, or this, this single camp of ancients. And then they're going to get caught and killed, and then it's just going to be depressing on all fronts. Here we go. Pushing down the top lane, while Kaki's pushing down the bottom lane. And then here comes the Doombringer. Gates, you stayed for too long. This might be the stupid thing that I was talking about. DK is going to pop his Dragon Form, do absolutely nothing to the Doombringer. Boat's going to come through, apply the rum. He's going to fly through on both ends, actually. Gates now doomed up. He's going to try to fight his way out of there. You cannot fight against Minzy. You will not win. Meantime, the Dragonite slipping away. It's going to be only the Luna dying. But in the meantime, there is a rat in the Radiant base. Fortification will hold that rat off. Kaki is going to get away, sprout and teleport. And look at that gold. That's how Ablaze is so rich. He's been doing this the entire game. And the game continues. Guys, Doom, you can't kill this guy. No, Jing, don't. Please don't. It's a bad idea, even if you do have Nature's Prophet coming in. Actually, they might be able to kill him. I believe in you guys. No, you can't teleport down there. You can't teleport there either. Yeah, get him. Impale. Impale. No, you can't layer the stuns. Minzy taking a lot of damage. Sprouted up. He doesn't have any backup. Does he have buyback? Oh, you bet he has buyback. Everyone and their mom has buyback. Alright, so they can kill Minzy. All they need to do is ignore the 4 other high damage dealing heroes of the enemy team and focus that one target down. But then again, is it worth it? Because Doom's going to be running at your Luna. Okay, wait. There's backdoor action. No, that's not backdoor. The enemies are in the base. That is not backdooring. That is perfectly fine. There's no backdoor protection there. Freshen, what is he going to steal? He's going to lift up Indie Bear, slam down onto Cope. Here comes Kaki with the Sprout. He's going to try to do the damage versus Cope, but Cope's still attacking that tower. The Flak Cannon is doing some pretty high damage. In the meantime, topside, it is being pushed down. Melee Raxes might go down, but here comes the Luna. The Eclipse. No, where's the Eclipse? Luna's actually going to die. She's right in the middle of everything, doomed up yet again. She does not have a buyback. She just used it. She's going to die twice. Kaki is on his way out, and Jing also trying to make his escape. He's going to hit with the missile, and he's going to get beaten down by Ablaze. It's another kill for him. Repression trying to survive, trying to get some space from his team so that they could make something happen on these side lanes. You slow, try to take down all the sets of Raxes, but I think Infernal Donglords might just want to go for the GG. And at that point, there's nothing more that GSQ can do. This game, guys, 65 minutes in, is gonna be over unless a miracle happens. Miracle did not happen. All right, guys. I want off Mr. Donger's Wild Ride. You can't, once you're on Mr. Donger's Wild Ride, you can never leave. What a comment. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for round 1 out of however many. We're moving on. GG.